Automatic outage resolution feature of 19C DataGuard. This is one of the new feature which is being introduced in 19C, which mainly detects and corrects the issues related especially for disk I/O and network. We might be seeing a hang I/O process. In 19C, it helps preventing unnecessary hangs which cause unnecessary long gaps. There are two parameters which were introduced: DataGuard max I/O time and DataGuard max long I/O time. DataGuard max I/O time has a default 240 seconds, which indicates that after this 240 seconds the I/O operation is considered as hung. The range is 10 seconds to 7200 seconds. The I/O operations which are considered under DataGuard max I/O time is read, write and status operations. While performing any of these operations, the maximum seconds which are given by default, it is 240 or anything other if being set, after which that particular process which is doing this read, write and status operation is considered as hung. In the same way, DataGuard max long I/O time, it is same as DataGuard max I/O time, but it is for open and close operations which are considered as long I/O operations. The default range and the range of minimum and maximum are same as max I/O. These two parameters were introduced in order to automate the outage resolution, because when we set these two parameters, we can control after how many seconds the process which is doing read, write, open, close, status operation as hung, because the network and disk I/O issues may cause unnecessary delays. The next feature in 19C DataGuard is a flashback operation. Flashback operations now on 19C DataGuard, especially active DataGuard, will automatically happen on standby database also. We need not do any manual operation on standby database as we are doing in previous versions of before versions of 19C. Any restore point created on the primary database is automatically created on the standby database. We will be able to see them with _PRI prefix. If the standby database is in read only mode, it needs to be put in mount mode before doing a flashback operation on the primary. Even we can put it in mount mode later on also after doing flashback operation on the primary database in order to perform the flashback operation automatically on the standby database. If the standby database is already in mount mode, we need not to do this operation. db underscore flashback underscore retention underscore target is the parameter which we all know, which talks about the retention. It must be set on the standby database also, same as that of primary or more than that. DML operations on standby DB feature 19C. Occasional execution of DML statements and PL/SQL DML blocks are possible in 19C on physical standby database. Remember, not continuous execution of DML statements. only occasional execution of DML statements, and any DML statement in a PLSQL block is possible on physical standby database, which is a feature in 19C data guard. These statements actually redirected transparently to the primary database and are executed there on the primary database. The session which fired the DML statement wait for the changes shipped back to the standby database and then applied on standby database. Standby database which fired the DML can view its uncommitted changes meanwhile, but the other standby databases view the changes only after the commit. The parameter adg underscore redirect underscore DML is set at session and system level. At system level it is set to true, and at session level alter session enable adg underscore redirect underscore DML. Top level PLSQL operations can also be run in the same way with alter session enable adg redirect PLSQL parameter, and it is enabled at session level. Even PLSQL objects which run on standby database can be compiled on the standby database, the respective DDL operation redirected to the primary and executed there. Global and private temporary tables can be created on standby databases now, and the same is redirected to primary and executed there on the primary. Any DML operation on global temporary table does not generate any redo on the standby database, but some undo is stored in temporary table space. Remember, temp underscore undo underscore enabled is always set to true in standby databases.